All right, so the question is, was I gay and Christian at any point in my life? All right, so I'll answer that question soon. But first, I want to talk about how in the Bible, the Swedish and German translations translated homosexuality to boy abusers. So it was actually boy abusers, which is pedophilia. So pedophilia was the sin, not homosexuality. But also in a book removed from the Bible, Jesus had said that no sin exists. So sin doesn't even exist, which the churches won't even tell you about. All right, so the Law of One says Moses heard from the Aryans, which are negative aliens, when he heard the 10 Commandments. So it's possible the entire time was from aliens as well. There's also good aliens too, like the Syrians. I'll talk more about that in another video. So it talks about homosexuality in Leviticus, in the second book of the Bible. No, the third book, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, the third book of the Bible. Moses was responsible for Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the first 5 of 66 books. So Moses was responsible for this. But the German and the Swedish translation said boy abusers and not homosexuality. But Moses heard from demons, not God, which means first 5 books could be from demons and not God, which means being gay isn't wrong. And like I said before, the Law of One said that Moses was actually hearing from the negative densities called the Aryans, which some people refer to demons. So in another video I said that the Aryans and the reptilian shapeshifters are negative entities, which could be demons, but the Syrians are good. Jesus was actually a Syrian, so that's the positive density aliens. So there's good and bad aliens. All right, so now I'm going to tell you about my story, a little bit about my story. All right, so at 5 years old, because I was born in a Christian family, at 5 years old, my dad prayed with me, and the Christian prayer. So I accepted God into my heart at 5 years old. By 7 years old, I had prophecy already. I was already having dreams at 7 years old. That's probably around the time I was going to Awanas. So I went to Awanas for 6 years. So that's memorizing Bible verses. By 16, I pretty much realized I kind of came out as bi, but bi to me just meant I wanted to cuddle with the girl, but that's all. So it was nothing sexual at all. I just wanted to cuddle with the girl. So it was pretty innocent in my eyes. I was trying to cuddle with the girl, and my friend was actually a lesbian, and she's like, "Are you bi?" And I was like, "No, I'm straight." She's like, "But you want to cuddle with me?" And I was like, "Don't all girls want to cuddle?" I just thought all girls wanted to do that. So, yeah. But she's like, "No." She's like, "I think you're bi." But I never did anything with girls, at the time or whatever. So then when I was 16, I kind of came out as bi, and that was that. But then at 18, I had my first girlfriend, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is way better than being with guys, because girls actually want to have a conversation with you. They actually want to get to know you. My experience with guys have only been, they just want to hook up with me. So I'm like, okay, I can't connect emotionally and romantically to someone who only wants to hook up, And meanwhile, girls are trying to get to know me, ask me questions, take me on romantic trips, stuff like that. If you ever seen The Notebook, that's kind of like what it was like being with a girl, the romantic love story, the perfect love story, and 2 girls that are cheesy and romantic. It's gonna make a Notebook type of story. So I had prophecies now currently for 27 years. But I realized I wasn't bi or lesbian because I was researching the definitions, and someone who's straight means they're sexually attracted to, the opposite gender, and being Gay means they're sexually attracted to the same gender. But I've realized I'm demisexual, which means you have to have a romantic or emotional connection first before you're interested in the person, so I wasn't experiencing sexual attraction towards anybody. So that's kind of like the asexual spectrum, but I do, want romance, and I did want to be with somebody, and I wasn't, emotionally, like, I had to build that emotional and romantic connection, and that's just something that I needed to do first before getting into a relationship with someone. I couldn't be in a relationship with someone just by like looking at them and being like, dang, they're hot, or oh, that guy has a lot of muscles. Like, no, I need to get to know the person. So that's what demi is. Just, yeah. Demi is not even lusting after other people. So someone was like, I can't believe you're demi. And it's like, wait, I don't lust after anybody. So you're telling me I need to be straight, I need to lust after men to go to heaven? Like, how does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense. So demisexual just means I don't have a problem with lust at all. And I don't watch porn. And I don't have that problem at all. So, and oh yeah, one other thing I want to add is, when I said in a recent video, I said, I subscribe to spiritual channels, gay channels, because they're funny. Mainly a lot of spiritual channels, and yeah, and some other, because sometimes you need to watch an entertaining video, like 1 or 2 entertaining videos, after you just researched for an hour every single day for 5 months straight. So yeah, of course, like, sometimes you gotta, like, you can't constantly be researching all the time. So when I said I subscribe to a gay channel, oh my gosh, channel on YouTube, they just talk about normal stuff. That's not porn at all. Oh my god, people need to get their minds out of the gutter. So a gay channel on YouTube, there's no porn involved, like, at all. Oh my god, I don't watch porn. So being demi means you don't watch porn, you don't have a problem with it, I don't even desire it, and I don't even have celebrity crushes, because I have to get to know a person before I have a crush on the person. I can't have a crush on somebody just because they're cute or whatever, So yeah, so when I was having all these prophecies, I even had a girlfriend in 2020 and 2021 when I was getting these prophecies correct. So I'm still single AF for like a year and a half now. Still definitely single. But in 2020, 2021, I did have a girlfriend, and I was still getting prophecies fulfilled even while having a girlfriend. So how is having a girlfriend wrong? And yes, I am open to dating a guy as well if there's an emotional connection. And the dude also has to be spiritual, spiritual, in touch with his feminine side, those things, romantic, cheesy, tries to get to know you, and also like has a job. And once somebody was like, oh my god, why do they have to have a job? It's so funny how I have to like explain every single little thing. Okay, the reason why I want a guy to have a job is because I don't have the money to like take care of somebody. I don't have the money to, here, I'll pay for your gas and for your food and for, okay, your rent's free. I don't have the money to give a guy $300 a month for food and $100 a month for toiletries, and I don't have the money to give a dude, it probably costs at least $1,500 a month to take care of a guy. I don't have that money, so that's why I want him to have a job so that he could take care of himself, and same with the woman, I would want to date I'm open to dating a woman, but she has to be able to like take care of herself. I just want someone to be able to support themselves, because I want to be able to go on a trip if I want to go to. Like if I want to go to Mexico, I want to be able to do that. I don't want to have to be taking care of somebody. And we'll be living in a mobile home. If I had to take care of somebody, we'd be living in a mobile home, because I wouldn't have the money to just pay all the bills at a house, to pay a $2,000 mortgage or something like that. I just wouldn't have that money at all. So yeah, I want somebody to take care of themselves, just like I could take care of myself. Anyways, yeah, so that's why I would want someone to have a job. And some people are like, whoa, why do they have to have a job? Like, that's the, I don't know, that's the Matrix, working a 9 to 5. This is another thing I have to explain. Okay, yes, I agree. It's best not to work the 9 to 5. After the wealth transfer, I won't be working the 9 to 5. But right now, I don't have a business until after the wealth transfer. So yes, even if the person has a business and they make $2,000-3,000 a month from their business, awesome. That works too. I'll date somebody with a business, as long as they're able to take care of themselves. So the point of this video is I've had prophecy my entire life, for 27 years now, and even while I was dating girls, I still was having prophecies and prophecies fulfilled. So how is dating women wrong? But yet God is still speaking to me. God is giving me dreams and prophecies and using me, in these last days. What I mean by these last days is we would be going into a new earth. So it's not going to be the end of the world, just we're going into the new age of Aquarius. We're going into a new world is coming. So, yep, that's my story about being gay and Christian. But then I realized I'm demi, so I am open to dating a man. But hey, if it comes down to it, like if a man is like, if I have a conversation with a guy and a girl, and the girl's like, hey, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? Where were you born? They're asking all these questions. They're like, yeah, let's go to Mexico and let's have fun. And then they're setting up a cute romantic date. But then if I go and talk to a guy, and if all he's talking about is sex and like, hey, let's hook up and you're hot and I want to be with you and let's just have sex. And if all he's thinking about is sex, guess who I'm going to choose? Yes, I'm going to choose the woman because she actually knows how to have a conversation and get to know me, So that's why I would choose a woman over a man. So it would have to be a guy that's just not all about sex, pretty much. So that's my story about being demisexual and Christian. But then 2 years ago, in 2021, I read The Law of One. So I was reading all the Law of One books, which is channeled text from an angel called Ra. And Ra gave us all this information telling us about God and there's 7 densities of soul evolution. And God is the light. And that's what I believe in. I don't believe in what all these other religions believe in. I believe in the Law of One. And I'll do a Law of One series. I've just been extremely busy, working 60 hours a week. My roommates are loud. I can only film at home Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Or no, Wednesdays and Thursdays I can only film at home because that's the only times where they're not home. Because when they are home, they're like very loud. So I'll do a Law of One series here pretty soon because a lot of people seem to not understand what Law of One is. Like someone asked me, they're like, does that mean you're atheist? And I'm like, no, I'm definitely not atheist. I believe in God. And that's another thing. You don't have to be Christian to believe in God. I think a lot of people falsely believe, to believe in God, you got to be Christian or Catholic or whatever it may be. And that's not true. You could believe in God and not be religious. You could believe in God and not go to church. Because the kingdom of heaven is within you, which is your own inner guidance system guiding you and speaking to you and leading the way, nudging you into certain directions and telling you where to go in life, That's God speaking to you. There's that inner guidance system. So that's the kingdom of heaven is within us and among us. It's already here. It's not in the sky. Even in the Bible, Luke 17:21 says the kingdom of heaven is within. So, yeah, that's my story about being... I did identify as bi before. Then I identified as lesbian for like 10 years. But now it's just demisexual. I'm open to whoever I have the emotional and romantic connection with. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm still getting my prophecies right. God's still sending me dreams. I'm having dreams similar to those of other Christians, so people can't be like, oh, well, why do you believe something different and other Christians believe something different? Because these Christians are indoctrinated into religion without doing their research. I'm going to, do my proper research, and I found God. God says, you'll find me when you search for me with all your heart. Well, do you really think finding God is just going to be given to us on a silver platter called the Bible? Like, you have to search for God. So when I was searching for God, I found the law of one. And it also says, wide is the path. Everyone's going to follow the wide path, and narrow is the path to God. Well, and to the truth is the narrow path. Would you really think 60 to 90% of the population believing in Christianity or these other religions, doesn't 60 to 90%, doesn't that sound like the wide path? The narrow path. How many people believe in the law of one? Maybe like 1% of the population, maybe 0.5% of a population. That pretty much sounds like the narrow path to me. So that's why not that many people are on the narrow path. And I'm one of those people. I'm just on the narrow path. All right. This video is long enough. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys have a good day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Bye.